You as well. We are in Cleveland. Cavs new logos, the gold incorporated. I liked it. I thought it looked pretty good.
I mean, wouldn't expect anything less.
Same. Yeah, it's kind of
it's
a foregone conclusion. It was going to be awesome.
Pretty fantastic looking.
And fantastic indeed. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, I don't think that's you're figuring out exactly who you are from an identity standpoint. That's half the battle.
And I like that they said it's kind of a new group. Bring the gold back, give them their own logo and identity, and that's what they did there. As I said at the top of the show, the Browns wrapped up their final OTA of this week. They will be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They'll be back with OTA number 7 on Monday. That's also the Cleveland Browns Foundation golf tournament event out at Westwood Country Club, and we will be out there. Although, Gibbe, I told you, take a look at the weather and tell me what you see, because you're a weatherman. You are a weather guy extraordinaire, but I don't know that this looks great, Gibbe.
Rain showers in the morning, scattered thunderstorms arriving in the afternoon. Boy, does that sound like yesterday.
Yeah, but this one sounds – and so this is on our new app here, right, the new app that we got for Monday. It's got us Monday, this is what it says, day. Some sun, then turning cloudy, a couple of showers in the morning, followed by heavy showers in the afternoon. As you said, precipitation 96%, rain amount almost a full inch.
Well, that's not ideal.
No, it sounds rotten. And that's what, you know what, everybody's giving me grief the other day when I'm like, for what we deal with in the winter and what we now call spring, which is a joke.
I don't know what that is.
Once we turn the corner, no more rain. It rains all the time. It's going to rain. It rained yesterday.
Got rained out last night in the
golf
league.
Rained out. Golf league rained out. We're staring a Monday rain out in the face, which would be
catastrophic.
Yeah, that was the word I was going to use. A big problem, because these things are not just easily rescheduled.
No.
So
and like we may or may not be out on a tee box.
Well, not if it's raining.
There could be some shenanigans. And here I am having to look at that, go, well, maybe we'll be in the pro shop and undercover and hiding.
I don't know where we're going to be. I don't know how we're going to. Let's just the kid. We'll summon the kid, because the kid's getting ready for our golf trip next week, so he's not as worried about local Cleveland weather. He'll be out of here on Monday, but
maybe he will be. Maybe the weather is going to prohibit it.
A flight.
How many flights have we seen canceled here for far worse? Or less, I should say.
Don't even speak that evil into the world.
I'm trying not to, but
you just did. And I didn't appreciate it. I did not appreciate it.
You don't fly out till Tuesday.
I know.
You're fine. Tuesday's fine. Monday, not so great.
Hopefully, Kid and Sims, they make it just to have a very successful trip on Monday. That's for everybody's sake.
How many rounds are you playing?
Just one a day. Just one a day.
Just 118?
Yeah, we're not trying to do like 36. Just one a day.
Yeah, there was some decision in ours to cut back next year. People were finally like, 36, dude. Like,
it's a lot of golf.
It's a lot of golf. So I think there's going to be some 27s.
27 I'd be fine with.
Yeah.
And I think we're talking about maybe on Thursday doing just that. So we're going to play early on Thursday, so then maybe we'll try to get another 9 in maybe in the afternoon or something like that. I'd be fine with that. But yeah, 36 it's too much golf. And it's hard to stay good for 36 holes.
Yes.
It's a grind. And then you just are like, this is
But how many times have you played golf and you get on a roll, like on the back 9, you're like, well, I should go play 9 more. I can do this.
Yeah.
I can go play 9 more. And then you go play 9 more, and it is not what you were thinking. You were just going to keep it rolling.
Oh, yeah. No. Ridiculous. All right, speaking of ridiculous, I wanted to also talk about something else that is ridiculous. So yesterday, in the 7-on-7 period,
yes,
Deshaun Watson threw an interception. John Johnson intercepted it. People are losing their minds. And I've seen a lot of, this being blown out of proportion would be an understatement. But, it is, people are trashing on the offense and saying bad things about our quarterback. Guys, gals, everybody.
Public service announcement coming.
These are the OTAs. This is 7-on-7. okay? Deshaun has looked great. Great. He is going to throw some interceptions. Every quarterback throws some. Even in games, they throw them. In practice, he's just figuring some stuff out. But it's not like in a 7-on-7 period here at the Cross Country Mortgage Campus in Berea, it's not like you're going against the Ravens defense or the Steelers defense or the Bengals defense. Sometimes our super talented defense is going to make a play. You have good players on both sides of the ball. That's John Johnson. You've got Newsome and Greedy, who's playing great. And you've got Denzel Ward and M.J. Emerson and John Johnson and Grant Delpit. You've got now with Jacob Phillips and J.O.K. probably the fastest, longest back seven maybe in the league. And guess what? They're really good, and they're really well coached. Jeff Howard is an absolute beast. Brandon Lynch is a beast. So they're going to win sometimes. That's good. We're going to need our defense to generate turnovers and make plays to win games, just as we're going to need our offense to make plays. And every time there's a highlight in a 7-on-7 of Deshaun Watson throwing a touchdown to David Bell, or Deshaun Watson throwing a touchdown to David Njoku, or Deshaun Watson throwing a touchdown to Amari Cooper, or to Donovan Peoples-Jones, or to Anthony Schwartz, who's had a nice week. There isn't like an, oh my goodness, outpouring against the defense, like that they're trash. Where is this coming from? It's OTA number 6. He's thrown a lot more touchdowns than interceptions. I can tell you that. I think that's the only interception he's thrown. So 2-to-1 ratio is good. We're probably operating at a, 15-to-1 ratio right now. And the defense has made plenty of plays. I talked about yesterday how the defense forced in a 7-on-7 like 3 or 4 scramble drills because our defense is good. Our back end is good. Really good. I think it might be one of the best in the NFL, if not the best when it's all said and done. Because Greedy's playing great. He's got the harness off. He's so comfortable. I think Greg Newsome at the end of the year, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again, is going to be one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. That's how he's going to be regarded. Denzel Ward already is regarded that way. John Johnson is an elite free safety. And the guy that's becoming, I think, that's really the linchpin to this, who has taken massive strides, basically coming off of what was his rookie year, was Grant Delpit. I was talking with Jeff Howard yesterday. We were doing a very cool Browns breakdown, watching some M.J. Emerson tape from his time at Mississippi State, and then we actually were able to incorporate some tape from him here at in the OTAs. But this back end is excellent, and that's okay. That's good. This is iron sharpening iron, where there's going to be wins on both sides. The fact that we're going to take one clip and turn that into something that it's not, to me, is wild. Like, let's just relax. How about the glasses? I'm a glass half full kind of guy. I thrive on optimism. I thrive
Shocking.
I'm a optimismo. I'm a
I
positive
did not know
guy.
this.
Every play that's made, you can have the D play great coverage. He throws a great balls. We've seen many times him fit it in tight windows. I just talked with Alex Van Pelt that's going to be on the next Zegura and Friends. He'll tell you the guy can put it into tight windows and do it accurately. And there have been a lot of tight window throws he's had to make because our D is good. Now that one, they got the better of him. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. He's not going to be flawless. No quarterback in the NFL ever in the history of the league who's been a stud starter has gone an entire season without throwing an interception. Now, you can get really good and you can throw single-digit interceptions, which, by the way, he did with over 30 touchdowns his last year with the Houston Texans, or like Aaron Rodgers routinely does with the Green Bay Packers. But interceptions are going to be thrown. They're going to be thrown in practices. They're going to be thrown in games. That's it. Bottom line, like, why are we getting upset about this? Why are we jumping down people's throats? I'll say it again. Our back seven is great. He has beaten them at times. They won one. Good. Like I said, it's not like this was, they brought the Bengals D in here and the Bengals got one on us, or the Ravens got one on us, or the Steelers got one on us. That's our defense. Those are our guys. Make it a good play. And Deshaun Watson, like I said, he's looked great.
Look, I think we probably overreact to the good and the bad.
But there's never, when he makes a tight window throw,
There's not a,
oh my God, the D's trash, because that's an unreasonable thing to do.
you're right.
Deshaun Watson's not trash. I'll tell you that right now. On the football field as a quarterback, and you'll hear Kevin Stefanski come up next. He's a different caliber of player than he has been around because he is that good, and it's obvious. Come out here, it's obvious. Jim Donovan sat here in this very chair yesterday after watching that day in which he did throw an interception and said when you watch him throw the football, you watch him move around, you watch the accuracy, your jaw, he said, hits the turf. He was here yesterday when apparently the worst play in offensive history happened at an OTA. Let's just relax. Let's just calm down right now. Jomo says I need to put a PSA out on Twitter. Jomo, it'll take me too long to type that. That's all I'm saying. Too long to type it. If you tell people, hey, listen to Browns Daily. Because, I mean, come on. This is a situation where when you come out to this training camp, I am hoping that your jaw will hit the floor multiple times on throws that you'll see from Deshaun Watson, catches you're going to see from Amari and DPJ and Schwartz, who I said is coming on, David Bell, who's coming on. When David Bell, and they've thrown a lot at him. Obviously, he's a rookie, and they're learning new plays every day. When David Bell knows exactly the route he's supposed to run the way he's supposed to run it, he's getting open all the time. He had another catch in the red zone, touchdown in the 7-on-7s. He had a couple big crossers yesterday in 7-on-7s, a great catch on the sideline, as I mentioned. He's playing very well. My point is this. I want your jaw at training camp to hit the floor multiple times for what you see from our offense, but I also want your jaw to hit the floor from what you see from our defense, our secondary. And think about the fact that this is happening in situations, our secondary is so good, where there isn't even pressure. You're not even having Myles Garrett involved or Jadeveon Clowney involved yet. That's all coming. So be excited about the fact that our defense has an opportunity to be special, truly special. And the fact of the matter is, it was over the second half of last year. I think in our last 10 games, if we averaged 20 points a game, 20 points a game as an offense, we go to the playoffs. We win the AFC North. We didn't. And that's why Deshaun Watson is here, to get this offense and to get this passing game to an elite level where the Browns want it and where they need it to be a team of true consequence in the National Football League. And so that is exactly why Deshaun Watson is here. Is he going to throw some interceptions? Yeah, he is. He's going to throw less than the average quarterback, that's for darn sure. I would imagine he's going to have one of the best touchdown-interception ratios in the NFL when it's all said and done. That's just who he is as a quarterback. That's what he's been his whole career. I don't think that's going to change now with the Cleveland Browns. So let's just relax. Let's calm down, okay? It's a 7-on-7 drill at OTA number 5. OTA number 5.
Yeah, we have 5 more.
5.
Well, we have 4 more now.
We've got 4 more. Well, we had 5 after that, and 3 mandatory minicamp. And then we have all of training camp, and then we've got the preseason, and then we get ready for the regular season. So everybody just chill out. Say, man, all right, our D got one because Watson's thrown a ton of touchdowns here and made a lot of good plays and wow throws here. Okay? I'm out there every single day. Every day. Every day. I've seen it. Donovan's seen it. Okay? So let's all just chill. Come on, man. We got rain coming. Hopefully it's going to be nice out there for you. We got a beautiful weekend coming up. We just had a great holiday weekend. It's all gravy. Be excited about our D. Be excited about our D. You can't spell Cleveland without a D. Kevin Stefanski next. Cleveland Browns Daily. 8:50. ESPN Cleveland. All right, welcome back into Cleveland Browns Daily. Nathan Zegura, Jason Gibbs with you here at the Cross Country Mortgage Campus, where the Browns concluded OTA number 6 today. Just about an hour ago is when practice wrapped up here. Well, yesterday, Wednesday, was the day that the media was invited out to the Browns OTA number 5. And head coach Kevin Stefanski talked with the media following that practice. Here is his press conference.
Okay, good to see everybody. Really good work out there today.
You are down.
Situational football work. Got down in the red zone really every day in OTAs. We're getting in the red zone every day. We're working our 3rd and 4th downs. Had some 3rd and 4th and longer distances today, which I thought was really good teaching for both sides of the ball. Really appreciative of the guys that are out there working, and they are grinding. It was warm out there, so I think that's all good work. So really impressed with this group, and then we got to have another good day tomorrow, which will end our OTAs this week. But really pleased with where we are with recognizing we have a ton of room to grow. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Excused absences with Jadeveon, Joel.
It's all voluntary.
I got
so
you.
They don't need my excusal.
Got you. So yesterday there was another lawsuit filed against Deshaun. That's the first one since he's joined the Browns. Did you guys anticipate that?
I would tell you with all that, Tom, respectfully, I'm going to let the legal proceedings play out, and I'm respectful of that process.
Does that change anything about his standing with the organization or your comfort level with him?
Again, I think it goes back, Nate, to the work we did prior to this. We've covered that, but I'll just continue to let the proceedings play out.
We've seen Kevin, Deshaun's getting reps with both the first and second offensive line. Is he getting extra work, or is that just part of this?
Yeah, I wouldn't look into that. We're trying, like anything, you're always trying to get everybody ready. So you sometimes don't have your one tight end lined up next to your one tackle necessarily per play. So we're rotating guys, and specifically to the defensive side, I think the coaches are doing a really nice job of moving guys around and trying them in different spots. Because as we all know, during the season, you're going to need somebody to go play a position that they haven't played a ton of. So now's the time to get these reps, and I think these reps are just so valuable.
You got David locked up for 4 more years. Pretty nice contract for him, considering he hasn't been a focal point offensively. I think that's fair to say the last couple of years. Is that something that you guys anticipate changing, that he's going to be featured maybe a little more?
Yeah, I think with Dave, certainly want to feature him. I think his skill set, as we all know, great size, great length in terms of catching the football, being able to go up and pluck contested catches. I would speak to his development as a blocker. That's something that I'm proud of David for his evolution of a blocker. So I think, to your question, Daryl, yes, I think there's an evolution that will continue for Dave, the player. With us last year, as you know, with Austin Hooper and David and Harrison, we played a lot of 13. And now with Hoop gone, and we'll see if there's a third tight end that emerges. But certainly you'd expect some of that share to be divvied up among all the guys, including David. So that's all remains to be seen. But David certainly is deserving of that contract. He earned it. He did everything we asked him to do.
We've seen the last 3 years, including 2 with you, with David. He has big games, big moments, and then it seems like he disappears a little bit just in terms of targets within the offense, production within the offense. What do you attribute that to, and then what do you see going forward that's going to make him more of a consistent threat offensively for you guys?
I would tell you, Jake, obviously we have to get into these games and game plan for these games and put players in position to go make plays and those type of things. But he's a big part of what we plan to do. I think there's no doubt about that. But I would just tell you what I'm most impressed with Dave is just his, I'll use the word evolution again, of becoming a complete tight end. There's not a lot of guys that can block and run and catch.
Theoretically, when you go to 3 receivers, does that create better mismatch opportunities for the tight end than when you're in 13?
Well, I don't know necessarily, Tony. I think the one way to look at it would be if you're in 13 personnel and they're matching you with base. Okay, so that's going to have typically 3 linebackers on the field for them. Are they as good cover players? Then when you go 11 personnel, you may get dime, which is going to have 1 linebacker on the field. So I think it's dependent on the team you're playing. But we're always thinking about that type of question, always thinking about matchups when it comes to the tight end position.
When it comes to David's possible evolution plus the evolution he's already had, I guess how exciting is it for you guys that this is a guy who's still only 25 and he has 5 years of experience under his belt?
Yeah, I think it's a good point, Ashley, because he's 25, he's young, he's got, I don't know if he physically can grow anymore, but his game can grow, and that's a conversation I've had with him, and I do expect his game to grow, and it's not as simple as just saying, hey, we're going to throw more balls to you. I think his game will grow. You'll see it in the run game, you'll see it in the pass game, you'll see it kind of throughout, and I think he's committed to that. David wants to get better, and to be 25, I think you have that opportunity to get better.
I think this was OTA 5 today. Do you plan to use all 10?
We do.
See growth, and let me ask it like this. You have some continuity here, which we haven't had here in a long time. Do you see that helping things, anything smooth, anything run better?
Well, yes, I think continuity is good in that regards, but it's the first time we've had 10 OTAs. And I want to point out how great it is having all those guys out there. It's a voluntary program, Tom, but it's great having those guys out there and working, and you're getting better every day. When they're out there, they're getting better, even when you make a mistake, because you have to make it once and you likely won't make it again. So I just think every opportunity we have out there to improve as a football team is so incredibly valuable. And then the continuity, like you mentioned, I think it's great in terms of communication, certainly among the coaching staff and that type of thing, but we have plenty of new players, so there's a ton of coaching, there's a ton of learning that's going on.
Look at high-profile offenses in the NFL. A lot of them do have that big tight end that can stretch the field. Just on the priority list, how important is it to have a tight end like that?
Yeah, I think for us, it's always trying to feature your best players and trying to that's our job, to put them in position to go make a play. And I think tight end, certainly for us, has been something that we've tried to highlight. I know it's easy to divvy up and say the player, but then you can also say the room, and collectively how the tight end room affects the offense, collectively how the wide receiver room affects the offense, and so on and so forth. So we're excited about the group we have, and then it's incumbent on us to put those guys in position to succeed.
Kevin, can you, without the pads on and off, can you see how Nick Harris is settling in as looks like a starting center?
Yeah, I think without the pads on, Jeff, to your point, it's really hard to evaluate the offensive and defensive line outside of what they're doing in their individual drills. You can certainly evaluate that, but the way the rules are written, you really can't go full speed as a team. The guys don't have shells on, they just have helmets on. So we've tried to slow it way down when we're in a team setting. So it's an incomplete evaluation for everybody when the pads aren't on. But just speaking to Nick in general, I think you guys know how we've talked about how he's treated this offseason, how he's come in great shape. He's worked incredibly hard. Just from the day the season ended, really throughout the offseason, and working so hard in his body. And then, as we all know, that center position is making so many calls, so much communication occurs from the center to the rest of the offensive line, and that's something that Nick is very good at, and he works hard at it.
Michael shows up. What does his presence mean to you to have him out there on the field, and also where do you see his game growing?
Yeah, I think another player, Mary Kay, and I know that Miles is a great player. I think he can get better. And that's conversations I've had with Miles and a bunch of our players is never settling on where you are. And potential is just that. It's potential. So I think he has an opportunity to get better. There's areas of his game that he's talked with Coach Kiff about wanting to improve. So when he's out there and on the field and with the team, I think he's working on those things.
When you lock up guys like Jadeveon Clowney and David Njoku, how do you see that helping you in terms of development for a third tight end or a guy like Alex Wright?
Say that one more time, Jordan. I'm sorry.
When you lock that up and you've got these guys back and how do you see that developing, allowing you to continue developing and find that third tight end and get Alex Wright up to speed?
Third defensive end, you're saying?
Third tight end, just the guys who locked up.
Yeah, I think for us, it goes to, I think Andrew and the crew do a great job of managing the cap and valuing our players and figuring out who we can keep here. And I've said it before, you guys have heard me say it, I would love to keep everybody. I'd love to pay everybody every dime that comes their way, but it's a challenge to work that. So anytime you can secure a player, like was mentioned for a bunch of years, a young player, I think it's outstanding. And now, to your second part of your question, there are young players on our roster who we are developing, and they're all developing at their own pace. And when guys like Alex are ready and ready to play and ready to make an impact, they'll be in there. But I think we just have to be smart about each guy develops at its own pace.
Deshaun, the player, just on the field, seems like everything runs really smooth with him out there. Not a lot of finger pointing, directing traffic, stuff that you usually see in the off season. What has impressed you most about him on the field as he's not only learning this offense, but operating it?
Yeah, I think that's such a big part of it, Daryl, is learning. And it goes from the classroom onto the field.